paper 3, it's a practical paper, and it consists of 2 applications, spreadsheets, and web authoring. And you know, in the new revised syllabus, the total mark for this paper, practical paper in ICT, is 70 marks. Then we have 2 basic applications, spreadsheets and web authoring, website authoring. So I'll be going to the website authoring first. You have been supplied with the following source files: feed.mp4, giraffe.jpg, add.jpg, logo.jpg, text.txt, then tgs.css and tgs.csv. So these are the source files given to us. And then task 1 is evidence document. Evidence document is very important because it is in this file that we take evidences of some of the tasks we have been asked to carry out. So the first thing is to create a new word processed document. The instruction is so clear. Then make sure that your name, center number, and country number will appear on every page of this document. Then save this document in your work area as N23 evidence underscore, followed by your center number underscore candidate number. And then, for example, it will look like this. You use this as your evidence document during the examination. So this is very, very simple. So let me quickly do that. So I'll just create let me create a work area. I'll create it on the desktop. I'll create a work area, new, then folder, I'll call it work area. Good. Then after that, okay, I think I have one before, so I'll rename this as work area 2. Okay, because I have one already. So this is the work area. Then I've been asked to create a new word process document. So I'll just right click on an empty space, go to new, and go to Microsoft Word. Then I will call it according to the instruction, evidence, N23 evidence. So I'm going to rename it, rename N23 evidence underscore, my center number, let me say CN for center number 000, and then underscore my candidate number, let's say 0004. Okay, so that will serve as my evidence document. Then the next one is you will use it as your evidence document during the examination. So these are the source files given to me. So the next thing is task 2, which is meant for file management. So I'm going to create a new folder called TGS. So let me create it in my work area. So new folder, and the instruction says I should call it TGS. So I'm going to rename this as TGS. Okay, that is the folder. Then the next thing, according to the instruction, is locate the following files and store them in your TGS folder. So these files have been given in my source file folder, but I'm copying it and put it in the new folder I just created, which is TGS. So let me go back to my folder. That will be where's my folder? October, November. So paper 3. So these are the source files. I'm going to copy them, all of them, copy. Then I will go paste it in my newly created folder, which is TGS. My TGS is on my desktop and it's my work area 2. So I'll open it here and paste it. You can see paste, or right click and you see paste. So these are the files. So you can double click this for auto fit content. Okay, good. Then what's the next thing? Let's see. Locate the following files and store them in your TGS folder. Let me see the file very well, so I could split my screen this way so that I will see it clearly. So let me arrange it in alphabetical order, sort in alphabetical order. That is okay, that's correct. So I have feed, giraffe, head, logo, text, then TGS, tgs.sss. so this is not part of it, so I can delete, remove this. Okay, good. These are the 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Good. So having done this, this is easier for me. Then the next instruction says, these are the files that I have. Display the contents of your TGS folder, showing the folder name, all the file names, file extensions, image dimensions, and file sizes. So now it's very simple. Let me go back to maximize it and go back to that folder, maximize it. Okay, good. So to do this, I can just right click on this tab here and I go to more, so I can pick those things. So if I go to D, I will see dimension that is added. You can see dimension added here. What else in the question? File sizes, file extensions. So I come here, file sizes, more, file sizes, F, file sizes, file name is there already, file sizes, file extension, that's file extension. Okay, file name, file extension. Okay, then which other one in the question? Folder name, file names, file extensions, image dimensions, and file sizes. So this file size already. So image dimension, let me go to image dimension. Okay, this is image dimension already. So I think it's complete. Folder name 1, file names 2, file extension 3, image dimension 4, file sizes 5. So let's see whether we have 5. File name, folder name, so this is the folder name TGS, file name. Okay, good. So I have this, so I'll just take it with this, so I can go back and pick the folder name. What else? File extension, image dimension, file extension. Okay, type, file extensions, image dimension, file sizes. So everything is intact, so that means I can take it now. So I'll take the screenshot according to the instruction, then take the screenshot for the folder name, which is CGS, and all of this. I'll take it. That's my first evidence. Then I'll go back to my work area. Where's my work area? My work area is on the desktop. Then I have the evidence document here, so I can call it evidence 1, evidence 1. So maybe I should bolden it and copy this so that I can duplicate it for other ones. So I have evidence 2, 3, and so on. So I can paste the evidence here under evidence 1. Sorry, let me take that again. That'll be this CGS. So take with the name. Okay, my evidence document, paste. Wow, this is fine. So showing the folder name and everything. Then also the evidence document, we were told that it should we should save it by this, and my name, center number, and candidate number appears on every page of this document. So I will come here, insert, go to header, 3-column, name, center number, CN for center number 000, then candidate number, that will be 000. Okay, that's fine. So I've taken that. So the next one is, so we are done with this for the 1 mark. So now task 3, which is the actual web page. You are working as part of a team of web developers at Tawara Web and have been asked to create parts of a web page and edit a style sheet So we are going to edit a style sheet. We'll create a web page. Then for a local giraffe sanctuary, okay, the web page and style sheet must work in any browser. All color codes must be in hexadecimal, that's base 16. Make sure that your style sheet contains no HTML. Make your HTML and style sheet as efficient as possible. So you have been given these instructions. So the first thing to do is create in your TGS folder a web page called tgs.htm. So we are creating the web page and save it in this TGS folder. Notice that in web authoring, all the files including the web page must be stored together in the same folder, and that's why the instruction is saying this. So the first thing you do is go to that TGS folder, which is this TGS folder. If you right click and go to you can pick any program that you want, and if it's not listed here, the software I want to use for my web creation is actually Microsoft Expression Web 4. Okay, you click on that, and when you have it, the first thing you do is go to site for a reason and click on open site. When you go to click on open site, under the location, browse to pick the folder you are working with. The folder you're working with is in work area 2, and then which is, you can see all the file that you have, location, then you say open, and now the moment you say open, you will see all the files in the folder listed. This will help you to drag them in case you want to do that. Then the question says save it, so you go to file, go to save as, and then make sure you save it in that this is a side view. You save this as you create file new, that's HTML, yes, and you save it in that same folder. So by default it's going to be saving in that folder by default. You can't make mistake, and they said you should call it tgs.htm, so I'm going to call it tgs.htm. That's the instruction. So I save in this folder tgs. That's very important. So you save in tgs, then you say save. So immediately you have done that, you see it in tgs folder. Then what else in the instruction? This web page must be created using a single table and must work in all browsers. The table must have a structure like this. So let's try to understand the structure of the table. Looking at the table from here to here. Now from here we can see how many columns, how many rows. It's very important for us to do that. Now this is a column, this is another column. So imagine there's an imaginary line here. So this is another column, this is another column. Fine. So we have 1, 2, 3 columns. Then how many rows? Assume that there's an imaginary line here, there's an imaginary line here. That's 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, 3 columns and 1, 2, 3 rows. So this will help us to know what to do. Then we go back and come here, then place your cursor within the body and go to table, insert table, and put the number of columns and row, 3 rows, 3 columns. Fine. Before I click OK, let's see the question again. Now in the question, this web page must be created using a single table and work in all browsers. The table must have a structure like this. So one thing that we need to understand is that each table cell is identified with a letter which must not appear on your final web page. That's 3 marks. So they didn't actually give us a particular dimension for the table, so that's why we need to be careful. No particular dimension has been given. We are not sure whether it will be given in pixels or percentage. So now if you look at it, so just leave it on the default since it's not given yet. So I'll come here, so let me leave it in pixels as the default. We're not given anything specified with, we're not given at all. So I'll just say okay. So I have that. Now this is code view, this is split view where you have the code and the design view. This is design. So like I said, the instruction says create in your TGS folder a web page called tgs.htm, which we have created. And if you look at our folder list, it is already here, tgs.html. So then the next thing is this web page must be created using a single table and work in all browsers. The table must have a structure like this. So the first thing we need to do is that we need to look at this table and specify number of columns and number of rows that we have. You can see these imaginary lines that I put to count the number of rows and columns that we have. So from here we know we have this row 1, row 2, row 3, this columns 1, column 2, column 3. Good. So the table we are going to insert will be 3 by 3. So now in the table, if you look at this diagram, it's quite different from other questions we have solved in the past. You realize that they did not give us any dimension for the table, so we need to be careful. So you go here, place your cursor within the body section of your HTML code, then you go to table, insert table, and pick three rows, 3 columns. Now since we were not given the dimension for the table, so we could click on this, not to specify at all. Then the border lines, I think they did not really say anything about it, so we might be a bit silent about it too. So we have this and we click OK. Now we have the table structure this way. Fine. If you go see it in the design view, it might look like this, which is fine. So we just need to be careful dealing with it, because no dimension, no border line, no border width specified, and that's why it's looking like this. So but for understanding sake, you could just come here and put maybe you put border and make the border say 1, just for you to see it. We are going to remove this just for you to see what you are doing. You can see the border line. Then perhaps you could just increase the width also. Maybe you specify the width to, let's say, to 800. I'm just showing you I can actually do it without it, since it was not specified, but I just wanted you to see that 500 so that you see the difference. Oh fine, I think it's making shape. So with this, remember, we are still going to remove that because we're not given in the questions. I'm just explaining why it's looking like that to you. Then the next thing is these 3 cells were merged together. So we have 2 types of merging in HTML. We have co-span and row span. If you look at this, this is row 1, this is actually row 1. Let me type it so that you can see row 1. This is actually row 2, and this is actually row 3. No, I'm just doing this so that you can understand. And this is for column 1, C1, and this is column 2, C2, just for explanation's sake, so that you can understand. So from here we know the number of rows and number of columns we have. So since these 3 cells were merged together, so you see that from row 1 to row 2 to row 3, so what is happening here is row span. And since this column moved from column 2 to column 3, that is co-span. So we have co-span here and we have row span here. The number of spanning here is 2, the number of spanning here is 3. This is row span, this is co-span. Please take note of that. So we can come and merge it and select this, right click on it, go to modify and click merge cells. You can see it and label it A, and these 2 also were selected, merge, okay, and it is labeled B. Then if you go back to the instructions, so the others are C, D, E, F. So we do that, C, D, E, and F. This is just for labeling. So what else? The next thing the instruction says is that each table cell is identified with a letter which must not appear on your final web page. Please take note of that. So the next thing we do is that place in cell A the image n23giraffe.jpg in cell A. So we can remove cell A because the instruction says we should remove the label A. So giraffe, you can just drag it from here and place it. Then this prompt will come for alternate text, so you could call it giraffe image or image of a giraffe, as the case may be. Then say okay. Wow, you have the image inserted. And for B, what is the instruction saying? For B, place the image logo. They have told us, and they say we are working for what company? Tawara Web. So the logo of Tawara Web. So you select this, remove B, and drag it, logo, drag it into it, and then the alternate text prompt, call it Tawara web logo. So the alternate text should be a text or a phrase that describes the image in case the image will not display, so the text will be displayed. So we have that. Then what is next? The next is and just like what I said, if I go back to the code view, you see row span and co-spans. You can see the row span I talk about 3 and the co-span here 2. So let's continue. I just want to make you understand that. Then for the cell labeled F, the image head. So let's go to where we label F, design view, F, okay, remove F, the head, we click on the head, okay, this is giraffe head, so you can just drag it to it and call it giraffe head logo image, sorry. So that is also done. Then the next thing is add appropriate alternate text, which we have done. Then the next instruction is use inline style. Now, like I said the other time, there are 3 types of styles. There are 3 types of style. So we have the first one is inline style. The second one is internal style, and the third one is external style. This is when CSS is attached to your HTML code or file. Okay, good. So inline style is what they ask us to do here. So inline style helps us to put a particular style to a particular line of HTML code. So inline style has precedence over internal and external, whereas internal has precedence over external. External style sheet is when you attach style sheet that is in a different file to your HTML code. So that is external style. So let's see how we do that. They said use inline style attributes to make sure that the logo fits the full width of cell B. So let's go to cell B. Here is cell B. So to make sure that this fits in, we can do it in design view here, and we can actually do it within the code. So if I want to do it within the code, so you go to where you have the img, which is this img tag, then you remove the width that is here and put the width according to the instruction, which is make sure that the logo fits the full width of cell B. So you just come here, delete this width, and use inline style. That is, you use style. So to do that, you can just press space bar on the keyboard, then the option comes, press S to go to style and pick style, then you go to width, press W, width, and specify. They said it should fill it up the full width. That means you should work in percentage in that case. So just make it 100% of the width. So that is inline style. So this is the inline style for this particular image. You understand that it is along the img tag for the logo picture or image. You can see the logo image. So that is that. So they didn't say anything about the height, so we might leave it since nothing was said. So about that, they didn't tell us whether to maintain aspect ratio or something, so nothing was said about that. So you could just save it and preview. It's a good practice that as you're doing the work, you are doing what you are previewing, and don't preview in design view. Design view is not meant for preview. Design view is just to guide you like a template. Go to file, go to preview in browser, and pick a normal browser to preview your work. Okay, good. Can you see it has been previewed? Then before we go too far, don't forget the other time that for us to have a structure in the design view, we were the one that put the border line, even though they did not really ask us to put the border, and we're the one that put what is it, the width. They did not give us any width, so I may advise you to remove the width, since it was not given. We only use it for us to have a structure in the design view, so that's why we did that. So we can remove it. It was not part of the question. So then the next one is place in cell D the text n23text.txt. This is a text file, so you could use Notepad or WordPad to open it. So go to the file folder, which is TGS, and open it. Text. So I'm opening it with, let me open it with WordPad here. You can open it with Notepad. So here is it. Copy the entire text. So the instruction says we should put it in cell D. Alright, write cell D. So I go to cell D in the question, minimize this, then cell D in the question. So cell D, here is cell D. So you replace D with that text you copy. So you just paste. That is done. Then what's the next thing? Place in cell E the text page created by Tawara Web. Cell E. So remove E and type page created by Tawara Web, then full stop. What's the next thing? The next thing is then you put last edited by, I think space your name, followed by your name, center number and candidate number, space your name, comma, center number CN00 and candidate number 00. Okay, good. Then what's the next thing? Place a paragraph break after the full stop in cell E. A paragraph break. Look at the paragraph break after the full stop. You know, Tawara Web has a full stop in front of it, so after the full stop you press a paragraph break. There are several ways by which you can do it. You could just come to toolbox here and you see break, then click on it until a paragraph break is inserted. I'll double click, can you see? Then it has inserted the break and this has gone to the next line. If I undo, you could actually do it this way. Place your cursor, right click and go to quick tag editor and type the code for a paragraph break is actually BR, then you put a forward slash. That is how to insert it. Then you click on enter. So you have it. Can you see that's inserted that paragraph break? Then what's the next thing? The next is set all the text in cells D and E in style H2. So you select it. This is E. Select it. Then go to paragraph setting, make it H2. Select this one too and go to paragraph heading style. That is 2 again. Then what's the next? That's for 5 marks. Sorry, that's for 5 marks. Then the next instruction is use video and source tags. See, video and source tags to place in cell C the video file feed.mp4. So this is how to do that. I'm going to use magnifier so that you can see what I'm doing clearly here. Okay, there's my magnifier tool. Okay, good. So I'm going to go to the code view. I like to do that in code view. So in cell C, so bring your cursor to cell C, remove C, press enter to separate the opening of TD and the closing. So press another enter, then start with video tag, video, and the closing. Also, so that you can put something, you can arrange it, put the cursor here and put this one down so that there could be a space, and in between this open the source tag, because that's the instruction, say use video and source tags. Then you put a space here, then go back to the question instruction. The question says use video and source tags to place in cell C the video file n23feed.mp4. okay, that is the file. So you go back, this is the name of the file again, n23feed.mp4. so just come here. Yeah, so in the source tag, press space and press src for source, then you put equals to, so you put the name of the file. You can see the name of the file again, n23feed.mp4. so you type it n23feed.mp4. also, another attribute in the source tag is the type of file, which is a video mp4 file. Type equals to video/mp4 file, mp4 file. So you need to do this. So having done this, even if you save it, let me show you something. Even if you save it, save and preview in browser, look at what will happen. Okay, you can see the tag, I mean the preview for the video. Here is it. So then let's go back to the instruction. Let me minimize this. Let's go back to the instruction. Here is the instruction. What's the next thing? Then the next thing is that set the video width to 480 pixels and the height to 360 pixels. Include video controls. Okay, set the width to 480 pixels. So let's do that. The width to 480 pixels. So you set the dimension for the video within the opening of video tag. So the width to 480, width equals to 480 pixels, and the height to 360. So space height, you have to spell it correctly, height 360 pixel. Then save and see that again. File, save, file, preview in browser, and you have it. Okay, you have set the dimension for the placeholder for the video. Here is it. Then what's the next instruction? Let's see. The next instruction is include video controls. Before I do that, let me show you the preview. Now if you look at the video, there is no control where you can click on play, pause, next. So that's what they mean by control. So how do we do that? The instruction is clear. It said include video controls. To include video controls, go back to your code and come to that opening of video tag, which is this place. Then after the dimension, press space and type controls. There must be an S at the back of the control, so it has to be controls. With this, save, preview in browser, and you realize because of that single word control, you have a playback button. You can see this, you can see this because of that word controls. Now having done this, go back to the question. What else? Display an appropriate text-based error messages if the browser does not support this video type. So for whatever reason, if the browser does not support it, you just go back and then put it within the within here between the video tag and the source, and type video not supported by your browser. Good. So you have done that. Let me minimize this. So we have done that. Then the next thing is, so we have done that for 9 marks. You can see how good it is to earn the 5 marks. Then number 6 is attach the style sheet n23tgs.css to this web page and save your web page. Attach the style sheet. So what type of style is that? That's external. So how do you attach the style sheet? It's very simple. Just make sure that you come to format, go to CSS. Before you do, save your work again and be sure. Okay, after you have saved your work, make sure your cursor is anywhere within the head section. Look at the head section of this HTML tag, anywhere. Then you go to format, CSS, save it and be sure. If it's showing not active, it could be because of something else. save it. You could even save all. Okay, format CSS and go to attach style sheet. Then you browse and look at the name of the style sheet, tgs.css. so you click on it, open, let it be on link, then click OK. See, this is the CSS attachment tag in the HTML code link. Then href is the name of the file. The relationship between the two files is style sheets, type is text/css. So that is done. So you can save it and preview, or just go to the browser and reload the browser and see what you have there. Good, you have this. This is fine. And another thing that we need to pay attention to is that you remember the other time we're not giving the borderline for this web page, but we just gave it one for us to be able to see what we are doing. So later we might still remove it. Okay, good. Then the next instruction is open the style sheets. The style sheet has been attached, fine, and correct the mistakes. That means they have told us there are mistakes in the style sheet attached. So open the style sheet and correct the mistakes. So the first thing we can do is come to the folder list. You have the style sheet here. You can right click to open with Expression Web, since you are using Expression Web or any web, text editor you might be using for your exam. Then when you click open, let's see whether it has open. Open the style sheet, which is this. Open with right. So let us look at it carefully. Are there errors? Truly, are there errors? Let's look at it. Oh, table border is 1 pixel solid and the color is black 00000. Oh, look at this, border collapse. There is an error here, so you can right click on it, to correct it, or just remove it. Border collapse. So just come here, space, and pick collapse. There is no double S here, so that one is done. Border collapse. So we can save and see whether it has taken effect. Save. You can also click on save all, then go to the browser and see whether the border will collapse. You can see the border lines, both the external and internal, is like 2. Let us reload whether it will collapse. Wow, the border collapse has collapsed into single border line. Then that is correct. Then what else? Let us look at if there are errors, any errors. Border collapse. Border is 1 pixel solid and black. Then the next one is edit this style sheets. Edit this style sheet to meet these specifications. So to edit this, tables must be center aligned within the browser's window. Table must be center aligned. So for table to be center aligned, that is easy. So just go back to this table. This is still table, this is the selector. So you can come here and say space center align, that is margin right, left auto, comma margin right auto. Okay, good. Put semicolon, then you save that. Then what is next? Tables must fit 85% of the browser window. 85% of the browser window, that means table width. That's width. There's no table width, so you go to W width. It will be 85%, so you put 85% of the browser window, then you put semicolon. Let's save and see. Save all. Let's reload. Look at the way it was. Let's reload. Now that we are set to 85%, let's reload and see. Wow, this is wonderful. 85%. This is wonderful. So this is already taking shape. as you can see. Then the next one is let's see the instruction. Table borders and grid lines must not be visible. These two, table borders is table, grid lines is TD, must not be visible. So what do? It must not be visible. So that means table and TD must not be visible. So we could do table, comma, since they share the same thing here. You see, they share the same border, 1 pixel solid, 1 pixel solid, and the same color. So they must not be visible. So we could even do it here. We could even do it there. CD, instead of repeating this. So we just remove this. They must not. So that means saying border, no border. So I delete this. Border not visible. Border, no border. That is 0, not visible. So let me save and reload. Save all. Let me go reload. You can see the border, but they said not visible. Wow, can you see? It's no more visible. It is no more visible. You can see that. No more visible. The borderline is no more visible. Fine. No more visible. Good. Then what's next? So then for minimum width, since they didn't say anything about it, minimum width, I'd rather remove this since nothing was said in the original one given to us. So I can save all. Let me save all, and below let's see. Reload. Okay, good. So that's maintain the normal. Okay, good. All right, then the next one is we have done table borders and grid lines must not be visible. So the next one is table cells must have padding of 20 pixels padding. So table cell, that is only TD. So I could go table cell, that's only table cell, that's TD. I could go, that is padding, and I'll pick what they call the padding, that's 20 pixels. So I'll just say padding is 20 pixel, semicolon. So I could adjust this so that I will go to this. I could also adjust this, tab it. Okay, good. Then I save all, then I reload. Look at it now, you can see the padding, so everything is adjusted. Okay, good. Then what else? There's another way by which you can actually edit this that I'm editing, so you should know that. So you could just come to the TD and say modify style, then you do whatever you want to do. Yeah, it comes here, you pick what you want to do. TD selector is TD, and then you specify what you want to specify. But yeah, I've specified padding. Okay, so padding is 20 pixel, and we'll see that under box padding. So please take note of that. You can also do it that way if that is the way you want it to be done. Fine, maybe I will do the other formatting like that so that you can understand what I'm saying. Then the next one is the background color of the web page must have the background color. So I want you to really pay attention here. Now look at it, and I'm going to use let me use color red. Let me increase this so that you can see it very well. Now the color code in HTML, when the instruction told us that it is hexadecimal, so our color code must start with hashtag to prove that it is an hexadecimal code. So then the way it follows is that the first two character represents red, that's why I put RR for red. Then the middle one characters represent green, double G to represent that, and the last one is double B to represent blue. So in this case where they have given us the color code to be a blue component of D8, a red component of AA, a green component of B. So we start by typing, let me reduce this. We start by typing the red first because that's the order. So what is the red? Red is AA. So I'm going to start with hashtag AA, then RGB. Green is the middle one, which is BE, and the last one is blue, which is D8. So if you look at it, RGB, D8. So this is the code we are putting for the background color. So to set the background color, we could do it the way I've said. We could just pick a new style, and type it current page. So background color, that will probably be body. Okay, then we want to do background color. So what's the background color given to us? We can just type the code as we already know the code. Hashtag, what's the code we just type here? AABED8. Hashtag AABED8. So that's the background color for this, and this is the color sample. So since we are doing only that, we just say apply. You can see that. Then we say okay. If there is no other thing we want to do, okay. Can you see body background color? That one has been done for us. So if we have other attribute to specify, we just do it. Then the next one is for us to specify for H1 and H2. So let us also use the same method. Just go to new style in the same current page, and what is the style we are creating? H1 and H2. So I will pick H1, then I could put comma H2. Then what am I specifying? I can look for what I'm specifying. I'm looking for our fonts. Here is fonts. Okay, what's the font family? Sans serif. Okay, let's confirm that before I say. The font family is default sans serif. So that's the font family we want to use. The default sans serif. So I could come here and pick sans serif. Sans serif. Let me see any sans serif. Okay, sans serif. I could pick this default sans serif. Then I can edit it to suit whatever I want it to suit. Now, having picked this, I can edit it. I think so. I can edit it. Yeah. Okay. Now, since I can edit it, the question says I should first of all pick Comic Sans MS. Comic Sans MS. So I'll pick Comic Sans MS, and if that is not available, I should pick if that is not available, you should pick Comic Sans. That's not the Comic Sans, so I'll pick this Comic Sans. If that is not also available, I should pick the available the default sans serif fonts. So what do I do to that? So after I've picked that, can you see that's put the quotation mark to it automatically for me? You can see that. So since I'm done with that, then I can go to apply. Be waiting to pick another thing. Apply. Then let's look at the instruction again. There's another thing, styles H1 and H2, since it's the same thing, must be blue with no other color component. Must be blue. That is color. Font. Let's look for color. Font sign 428. Color must be blue. So I could just pick blue or go to more color. If I'm not sure, must be blue. That's RGB. So I could start with hashtag 00 for red, RGB, 00 for green, then for blue, perfect blue FF. So I have that. That is the color for it. So I could just say apply. So he has done the color for me. Then since there is no other thing again, no other thing again to be done here. Then I'll just say okay. Okay, so it has done that for me. So I can just come here to arrange it so that everything will align properly. So because of taking evidences, okay, good, everything can just align properly for me because of taking evidences, you know. Okay, good. Then I can move this. Okay, good. Then what's the next thing? Place your name, center number, and candidate number as a comment at the start of the style sheet. As a comment at the start of the style sheet. So this is the start of the style sheet. So I can actually insert different things. You can make use of any of these. If you want, you could see different tools you can make use of, spelling and all that, insert data view, different things. But then I can do it manually by coming here and inserting the comment. So it's possible, just come and insert the comment. So I'll just start with /* then space */ so in between I'm going to type the comment. What's the comment like? The comment is actually, they said place your name, center number, and candidate number. Place your name, so my name is Ibo, candidate number, that's CN000, and student number, candidate number. Okay, good. Having placed that, so that is very important. I think that is done. Now let me tell you the danger in this. Let me use magnifier so that you can see. The danger in it is that as you have typed this, if for any reason you did not close the opening, it's going to render all the CSS code inactive. You can see it has changed color. That's when you know something is wrong. The moment all the text have the same color, you know something is wrong. Is because this was not properly closed. You can see when I close it, everything is intact. So take note of that. Then the next instruction will be save your style sheet in your TGS folder. So it has been saved already, which is n23tg.css in my folder. You can see my folder. Then what else? Place a copy of your style sheet in your evidence document. A copy is quite different from a screenshot. Since it's saying a copy, I think it will be better for me to just Control A all. You know, you can just click here and go to edit and say select all. Then after that, come to edit and copy. Then go to your evidence document. That will probably serve as my evidence too, and I will paste it in my evidence document. Fine, that has been pasted. Then the next thing is place a copy in your evidence document. Make sure that the contents are easy to read, as you can see. So all these things are for 16 marks. After that, step 8, display the web page in your browser. Okay, in your browser, not in design view. So this is CSS that we have done, we save. This is the HTML we have done, not in design view but in my browser. So I'll just go here. After I've said save all, I'll preview in browser, and this is everything. Look at the color and the font type, color blue that we use, everything is intact. So with that, display it. Make sure that all the page can be seen, all the text can be easily read, the address bar is fully visible. Display it and take screenshot evidence. That's what the instruction says. So I've displayed it. So let me minimize this for me to take screenshot evidence of this. Let me see if it can be reduced the zoom so I can take it all at once, if it's possible. Okay, I think it's better. Now look at the address bar. They want to see this, the name you call it, they want to see it. So I'll take the screenshot and I'll take it with the address bar so that everything will be intact. Okay, and place it in my evidence document. So I'll make it evidence 3. That's my evidence 3. Wow, you can see that evidence 3. You can take this one down. Good, that's evidence 3. Then the next one is Display the HTML source. Please take note of this. HTML source is the HTML code, source code in your editor. So you go back to the code view, the entire HTML code. That's what they are referring to, the entire HTML code. So to take this, click here, go to edit and go to select all. Then after you have selected, go to edit and say copy. After you have copied it, display the HTML source code in your editor. Take a copy of your HTML and place this in your evidence document. So that is for 1 mark. Make it like evidence 4. So you just come here and go to paste, and you paste all the code. Don't tamper with it, don't edit it here. So don't tamper with it. This is where the examiner will mark it. That's your evidence 4. So, and doing that, the whole total score for this web authoring is 39. Don't forget, the whole paper is paper 3, which is 70, whereas web authoring alone has taken about 39 marks. So just remaining 31 for spreadsheet aspect of this paper. So we have come to the end of this paper. You can see how simple it can be if you know how to follow instructions carefully, and I can tell you in this practical 100% is guaranteed. A star is guaranteed. Just follow the instructions and take time to do it, and you'll be surprised that you can actually hit the target. So if you have any questions seeing this video, please drop it in the comment box. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, share the link with other people, and I wish you the very best in your examination. In the next video, I shall be doing the spreadsheet part of this paper 3, October, November 2023. See you soon. Bye for now.